Morning, church friends.
Morning. Good morning.
We have a story today about Paul and Silas. So I was going to read it and see what you guys thought about it, okay?
Okay.
All right. So Paul and Silas were marching from town to town, and they ran into this slave who had an evil spirit in her. And her owners used to have her tell fortunes and make lots of money. And this slave girl was following along Paul and Silas. She was saying a lot of things. This evil spirit was not saying right things with how they were praying. And Paul said, "Spirit, get out," and she was freed from that spirit. Which is pretty good news, right?
Yeah.
Her owners were not too happy about this, right? Because they now weren't able to make any money. So they took Paul and Silas, they brought them into the center of town, they brought them in and they said, "These people have done bad things." And you know what they did? They beat them and then they threw them into jail. Paul and Silas went into jail just for trying to help somebody, right? Now, what they did that evening, they started praying and singing hymns to God, and the other prisoners were listening to them, and then an earthquake came, and then the earthquake broke down the jail cells, all the chains fell off, and they were free to go. Then the jailer, do you know who the jailer is?
Yeah.
Who would be the jailer?
The guy that's in charge of all the jail cells.
Yep. So he's in charge, and he saw everyone out, and he said, "Oh no, this is going to be bad." And he could get killed for something like that. He actually thought about taking his own life. Paul said, "Don't do that. We're still here." And then the jailer went up to Paul, and Paul said, and he asked Paul, "Well, what can I do to be saved?" And Paul said, "Well, you just have to believe in the Lord Jesus Christ, and you'll be saved." So that's the story. A couple things that I think are interesting about it. One, how about those owners of the slave, right?
Yeah, they're mean.
They were pretty mean, right? They
Really.
probably could have felt good for this girl getting that spirit out, right? But no, they were mean and just try to think, right? We want to be happy for other people, right? And they were kind of greedy. And also think about Paul and Silas when they were in jail, right? Do you think it was fair that they got thrown in jail?
No, not at all. No.
Do you think they probably could have been a little angry?
Yeah. Definitely.
But what did they do instead?
They just put it in.
Yeah.
And then good things happened.
Yeah, and they had faith and things were good. And then the last thing that I wanted to point out is the jailer, right? The jailer had a pretty bad day, right? All the jailers were going to get out. Have you ever had a bad day?
Yeah, I have bad days once in a while.
Me too. It happens. But you know what? He had faith and he believed in Jesus and he helped Paul and Silas. And that's the thing. You can stay positive. Even when you're having a really bad day, you can just have faith in Jesus and you'll be all right. So that's the story. Thanks for listening and thanks, church friends.
Thank you. Bye. Thanks. Bye.